if we talk about prospecting, I'm like I said, I'm a deep rooted Cowboys fan. I was looking at you guys tight end, Mark Andrews.
Can't have.
You can't have. I want that kid so bad. I was looking at his film. I said, "Oh my God, man! Put him on my team. Let him
What are
run
you
the
talking
vertical
about?
routes."
I'll play 20 years.
But I think he's a more complete tight end than any other tight end that we have currently on my Cowboys roster, as opposed to like the Jason Wittens of the world, of course. But I do know that fan favors are favoring Rico. But tight end, to me personally, I always say tight end is the hardest position, the third hardest position in the National Football League to learn. Number one is quarterback. Number two is the center, and number three is the tight end. You got so many responsibilities to do out there. And to me, tight end is just so much. You have to have a cerebral type of guy who understands the playbook and played that position for a while. So that's why I feel like Mark Andrews, I can see him finding the spots in the zone. I did see a post where Derek says that he's not that great in blocking, which, you guys saw more games than I have seen. But I think that this kid does have the measurables, the size, the tenacity, the temperament to learn that trait, or not learn a trait, but to learn that skill set to be able to block upfield and line block and then squeeze out and catch the ball across the middle and stretch the field vertically.
Well, and I think you're correct on all of that, but I think you're sleeping on Dimitri Flowers. Then, if you think that tight end is the third most difficult position in the NFL to play, why not just draft a guy who's used to having all those responsibilities and has, frankly, really good hands and is a better pass blocker and run blocker than Mark Andrews. Also, again, Mark Andrews is a converted wide receiver.
Yep.
He's way more Jermaine Gresham than he is Hannah.
Well, Derek said he's more of an Escobar.
Oh goodness.
And that scared the hell out of me. So I said, let me look at some more film on him. I said,
mean about it, yeah. If you want to be mean about it, but
I just meant in the sense of drafting a pass-catching tight end who's not as strong of a blocker and then not utilizing him properly. I didn't literally mean it's apples to apples.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, man, Escobar. I said, let me go back and look at some more film. And I was looking everywhere to see where Escobar is at. Where's Escobar at in his
film? In front of this before the character assassination.
Man. No, but if that's your concern and if that's what you think that you want, I would, maybe if he'll be there in the third round. I think, you go get Dimitri Flowers because
I like Flowers a lot.
He does all the things that you're asking a tight end to do over there.
I would really have to look at Demetrius Flowers' film.
Well, I'm saying that the price might be too high for what you want in Andrews, especially if you gonna keep Witten around. If you're gonna keep if you're willing to part with Witten in the next year, 2 years, that's one thing.
That's blasphemous. Witten is office furniture. He's office furniture. He's that big brown, black, or cherry oak table that's sitting in the office that's not going to be moved.
You don't have room for Andrews then. You just don't. Would you have room for Jermaine Gresham?
No. Yeah, you're right. So
yeah,
he's speaking to me.
Looking at it as a personnel standpoint.
That's like the story of Dallas tight ends other than Jason Witten.
Yeah. There's only one room for a pass catching tight end in that offense. Unless you want to make him a wideout again, which is intriguing, but I don't think you want to do that. He's a great prospect. I just don't think he's what you want.
Changing my mind, right?
just adding the knowledge of what I have of OU and OU's players. Because I always want them to do well, and I always want them to go in a good situation, and I want to know that their skill set is going to the right team. Because a lot of what we're talking about is how does a player fit into what I already do well, not what is the best player available, which is basically my underlying problem with Mike Stoops' defense is he wants to play the best players available as opposed to drafting kids that fit a better scheme that's more appropriate, and you'll see that play out all over the place. People used to wonder a lot for quite a while at Buffalo what Khalil Mack was going to do, and then they said, "Oh, So if we just put his hand on the ground, we let him go, he's gonna be all pro. Okay, cool. Let's do that. As opposed to draft him and let's say to the Texans, he's not gonna do anything over there in that defense. If you make him stand up, what do you got? You know, he's not gonna be chasing down wide receivers in the slot. That's suicide. You know, put him in
just pin the ears back and just go to the quarterback. I see.